Welcome everyone to a Reject Geek out here. So far we have been covering the Dark Knight's Metal tie-ins, giving you the origins of all the Dark Knight's villains. If you don't know what Dark Knight's Metal is, basically this. DC decided to introduce the Dark Multiverse, where heroes like Batman can truly be broken, where they can have that one bad day. And so we decided we would give you all the origins of all the crazy Batman villain that we have. So far we've done the Red Death, we have done Murder Machine, and we have also done Dawnbreaker where Batman destroyed the universe. So let us continue with Batman Doomsday. Also, if you haven't seen any of those videos, we have a playlist down below in the description and also up above in the iCard above, where you can go check those out and be filled in on what the origins of each of these villains are. So, let us begin. The Earth Prime. City Metropolis. As we see Lois Lane and all the Daily Planet workers are busy figuring out and reporting what's going on. Where are the heroes, and who are these beings popping up? Shutting down cities, taking them over. Well, as we see, Bruce Wayne approaches Lois, and she swiftly asks him, shouldn't you be out there? Shouldn't you be helping them with hell breaking loose? As Bruce looks at her, he says, I am. I'm handling with the big problem. It's him, Lois. As he grabs her arm and tells him, he is the problem, Lois. He's the one who caused hell on Earth. And as we see, his arm starts changing. It becomes more deformed. It becomes darker. And Lois looks shocked as she sees. This isn't the Bruce she knows. This is Negative Earth 1 Bruce. Batman Doomsday. As he grabs her and brings her to the window, showing her what he is doing, he tells her, I won't allow him to do it again. I won't allow him to misuse his powers. I'm going to stop it before it even happens. Don't worry. And he shows that he's infecting all of Metropolis with the Doomsday virus. And to all of you thinking this is new or just a part of the Negative Earth 1, actually the Doomsday virus was introduced in a Superman story for the New 52 where Superman is infected with it and turns into Doomsday. If you don't know, go check it out. Also, Comicstorian has a video on Super Doom. So, let us go on. Alright, so, as we see, Bruce explains to her about what goes on, and we get a flashback of Negative Earth 1 many years ago, as we see Metropolis mostly destroyed, mostly eerie. And we see that Bruce is fighting with Superman, with one Kryptonian spear in his hand, ready for battle, ready to be that last sanction, because that's what he is, the only hero left standing. And he says, we were unsure of what caused this. If it was a Lex Luthor making a new kryptonite, if it was a solar flare radiation, we weren't sure. But we all tried looking over it, we all tried helping him through it. But we realized it was too late when he killed his wife. And we see while Bruce goes in for a strike, Superman stands there and blasts off his arm with his heat vision. As the spear lands, Bruce falls in the ground with agony, starting to crawl towards the spear, ready to fight again, as Superman says, I'm a god, and you believe that spear could destroy me. Bruce thinks, and he realizes he has to use the last resort. No kryptonite will be able to take him down. Only one being can. So he reaches down to his utility belt, and clicks a button. As we see, Bruce starts changing, transforming, something darker, something more demented, but something familiar. He turns into Doomsday and says he weaponized the virus of Doomsday, being able to use it and control it for his own use. And for this, Bruce simply kills Superman, pinning him down and stabbing him through the chest with one of the bone spikes. Bruce walks away, realizing if he released this earlier, they wouldn't have died. It would have been alright. But it was too late by that moment. He's approached by a similar smiling face, asking him to join. But by that time, on the Earth Prime, Supergirl, Superwoman, and Guardian all barge in. The Superman family join in and are ready to battle. They tell him he has no chance, and as the fight ensues, Lois escapes, because there's one being in Metropolis that she must know that is okay. She knows what Doomsday can do, but this one person cannot get hurt by him, cannot be affected by him. So she heads home, going through the wreckage, seeing the people transform slowly, painfully. We see her go home as the transformation takes over more, showing on her face. So she puts on a hood and looks for Jonathan. Jonathan Kent, hers and Superman's son. As she sees, he's flying outside on the balcony, in his suit, ready to join the fight, hoping that it would delay enough time that his father will be able to join to take down Doomsday like he had done before. But unknown to him and most of the superhero community, their heavy hitters, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, are gone. People like Aquaman have disappeared, and Cyborg is no more. So, as we see, Lois actually tells him to come with her. He explains that his father and her had built a safe room, someplace that no one could get into, not even with the might of gods, with the might of magic. No one can get in there. There'll be enough food for you to survive. Stay in there, and when I come back, you'll be okay. And Jonathan just looks and asks, Dad's gonna handle this, Mom, right? And as she looks at him, she says yes, but with fear and doubt in her eyes. As the door starts to close, we see Lois's arms start to change, and the infection is taking over more. With shock in her eye, and also in Jonathan's, the door shuts finally, and then we see where Superman is. Superman is being used for a battery to draw in the dark demon Barbados. So we're unsure what's going on or what will happen in the future. You're just going to have to stay tuned and see what goes on. Okay, guys. That was Superman Doomsday. I did take off a few parts because I would have had to explain a lot more. I'd rather just stick with explaining the Doomsday virus, which is pretty simple. But altogether, it was a good comic, not the best out of the tie-ins, and simply enough why each one followed the same mechanic. The Flash story followed a Flash story. The Red Death, followed a Flash story formula. Dawnbreaker followed a Green Lantern story. Even Murder Machine followed sort of a Cyborg story. It followed their origins or how the story usually goes. For this one, it was unsure if it wanted to follow Action Comics or Superman. And the one thing I have to say for most new fans, you're probably thinking, isn't that the same thing? No. Action Comics focus more on Superman and his friends and family. So focusing on Lois and Jonathan, maybe rolling in Lex Luthor, while Superman just focuses on Superman being Superman. And since in the beginning of the Dark Knight's Metal, Superman was taken down quick, fast, and in a hurry by Barbados by absorbing his life energy along with Wonder Woman. Well, there's no reason for us to have a Superman story. Follow mostly on Jonathan and Lois as Doomsday approaches. But altogether, it was pretty good. I would like to know a little bit more on the origin of Batman in the -1, because the way he talks to Lois, and instead of actually hurting her or doing anything like that, he seems more caring. So I want to know how that goes. I would like to see a little bit more, maybe one more tie-in, but Dark Knight's Metal only has one tie-in for each origin. Altogether, it's pretty good, and I will see you here next week where we cover God Batman. Keep calm and geek on. Also, it always helps out so much if you guys share this video on your social media, tell your friends about it, and clicking like. Also, tell me down below in the comments, what do you think of the Dark Knight's Metal? Who's your favorite villain? And what do you think the origin on the Man Who Laughs is? I'll see you here next time, so keep calm and geek on. And we do this every Tuesday, so see you then, guys.